Sigiriya is one of the most spectacular wonders in the world today, and it's not surprising that centuries later, it still stands majestic under the skies of Sri Lanka. Awarded the UNESCO World Heritage status, Sigiriya's bountiful charm leaves it adequate to be named the eighth wonder of the world. Built in the 5th century BC by fervent artist King Kashyapa, legend has it that in the end he lost the battle to his brother. Despite this, Sigiriya is highly recognized for its profound technology and finesse that makes it a mystery to the world today. For 18 years, King Kashyapa maintained his kingdom, and no Sri Lankan to this date has forgotten his moments of glory to his darkest hour. The fortress's remarkable shape, artistic value and craftiness entices visitors, leaving them searching for more. Today, there are thousands that visit Sigiriya from across the globe that are astonished by the events of this enchanting place. From Colombo, when you get on the Trincomalee Road, Sigiriya is 9 kilometers north of the Dambulla town. The inner moat, boulder gardens and fountain gardens that are awe-inspiring were constructed for various royal needs, while on the west end you would come across the water gardens. The miniature pools that adorn the rock and its sophisticated drainage systems can only be found here. Even centuries later, these systems continue to operate during the monsoon rains. The boulder gardens will take you through a magnificent array of rocks that were naturally formed through stairways that were built originally in the past. These caves provide researchers and speleologists with a surplus of noteworthy information. There are paintings on each of these caves that belong to the Kashyapa's era and post-Kashyapa's time. These works of art in the form of women is believed to have depicted the goddesses of wind and lightning. Although there are different theories regarding its true meaning, there is no question about the skills used to paint it. That's not all. On the entire west end of the rock, roughly about 40,000 meters of the surface, was masked in these paintings. These paintings not only reflect on the pools of the Sigiriya, but onto its mirror wall as well. King Kashyapa was killed. The Lion Rock fortress was left behind. However, those living around it could not keep this marvel out of sight and out of mind. One of the finest aspects of the rock the mirror wall, is 40 meters long and filled with graffiti of the 6th and 7th centuries that were written by thousands that visited the site. These visitors would have devoured in its splendor, just like the visitors we see today. Any scholar, researcher or archaeologist from the past or present day would have been similarly amused when they feasted their eyes on the lion's paw. In 1898, the first Archaeology Commissioner of Sri Lanka, H.C.P. Bell, stated that the lion's paw, which faced the north, would have had the head of a lion above it as well. The staircase that begins from the lion's paw leads all the way to the Sigiriya royal palace. The palace, which is at the peak of the rock, can be identified by the number of layers that are left, and it is believed that these may have been the number of floors that the place consisted of. From here, the number of pools and gateways that were built can be seen. When at the summit of the Sigiriya rock, one can gaze at the similar view that King Kashyapa enjoyed immensely. It will take you to infinity. From the peak, one cannot miss the Pidurangala mountain. The monasteries that belong to the Sigiriya kingdom can be found here. For some, it might be an arduous climb, but it will show you a different aspect to the Sigiriya fortress, which is worth it. The Kaludiya Pokuna is another archaeological site that is part of the Lion Rock Fortress. Today the area is known as Potana, and it displays several characteristics of Sigiriya. That's not all. There's evidence to prove that the prehistoric man lived here 10,000 years ago. The Sigiriya Museum showcases the impeccable periods that Sigiriya was part of. Not only tourists, but scientists too can gain a better knowledge and understanding once they have meticulously experienced the museum. There is significant information to prove that economic ties and trade took place from the Western world, with countries like Turkey, Arabia and Rome, and with Eastern countries like China and India. This beautiful Agni rock that was used as a fortification by King Kashyapa centuries ago ensured that it would be a civilization that would never be forgotten. There is still more information to be found on Sigiriya's historic era. The Central Cultural Fund warmly welcomes you to indulge in Sigiriya, the wonder of paradise.